Albert Einstein was once traveling from Princeton on a train when the conductor came down the aisle punching tickets for each passenger. When he came to Einstein reached in his vest pocket. He couldn't find his ticket, so he reached in the other pocket. It wasn't there, so he looked in his briefcase, but he couldn't find it. The conductor said, "Dr. Einstein, I know who you are. We all know who you are. I'm sure that you bought a ticket, so don't worry about it." Einstein nodded appreciatively. The conductor continued down the aisle punching tickets. As he was ready to move on to the next car, he turned around and saw the great physicist down on his hands and his knees, looking under the seat for his ticket. The conductor rushed back and said, Dr. Einstein, don't worry. I know who you are. No problem. You don't need a ticket. I am sure you bought one." Einstein looked at him and said, "Young man, I too know who I am. What I don't know is where I'm going." Without the ticket, the destination was unclear. At any given moment, everyone is on a journey. The seasons come, the seasons go. Times of struggle ebb and they flow. You may be on a long journey now, or just at the beginning. Some journeys have a clear path, and others leave us without a ticket and unsure of our destination. What journey do you find yourself on today? Are you unsure of the destination, or maybe have you lost your ticket telling you where to go? Imagine, if you would, that you were on the end of a bridge, en route to your destination. To get from one side of the bridge to the other, to reach the end of the journey, you have to keep going. Even if the journey seems to go on and on forever, we can only pause in the middle for so long. You have to forge ahead to reach the other side. This journey may not look like the person's next to you, but it's not meant to. We are each on our own journey, and everything we do is a part of it. In the Gospel of Mark, in chapter 9, Jesus finds himself on a similar journey, seemingly endless. To his disciples, just confusing. Mark records this exchange between Jesus and the disciples. They left that place and passed through Galilee. Jesus did not want anyone to know where they were, because he was teaching his disciples. He said to them, "The Son of Man is going to be delivered into the hands of men. They will kill him, and after 3 days he will rise." But they did not understand what that meant and were afraid to ask him about it. You see, the disciples were confused by what Jesus predicts, but are afraid to ask. What they fail to see is that, and what the author wants us to understand, is that this is a pivot point in the gospel. The second half of the book of Mark is made up of a single journey belonging to Jesus. Onward to Jerusalem, to the cross, and finally to the redemption of the world. One final journey for Jesus to walk. You see, Jesus in Mark 9 explains to his disciples what they could not comprehend, understand, or embrace. That the reason for which he came was to be killed. They didn't understand, but that was okay. Jesus invited them along with him anyway. He invites us all on this journey with him, whether we know and embrace the biblical narrative or it's new to us, whether we've got it all figured out or we struggle with it, whether God's plan and placement for us seems clear or the water seems murky and uncertain. He simply invites us to journey with him. And when confusion persists, keep asking. Don't be afraid to ask the question, where are you headed this season? Continue on the journey It is the only way to get across the bridge. We invite you today, Ash Wednesday, through Easter morning, to journey with us through the book of Mark, to understand more clearly the singular journey that Jesus was on, to understand what he came to accomplish and what that means for us today. Everyone is on a journey this Easter season. The journey may seem endless, but let me encourage you to keep going this season as we journey together across the bridge to find out what he has for us this year.